Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here, is it? You ready? Don't eat my ropes, okay? Jesus. You need a helmet, Megs. Was that fun for you? Oh, I think it's lunchtime. Do you think it's lunchtime? Have I done enough work? I'm dirty enough. Jeez, I've only done a set of brake pads and a rotor, you know, it's not like a big deal. It's not a big job. Should have been like an hour and 20 minutes tops, even with filming, but it wasn't. I don't know, I just milked it, you know. I just milked it. Let's go, Mags. Let's go and have some lunch, eh? What do you reckon? No? Can I take this? Can I take this? Good looking coconut. It's split though. Not bad there. A little bit of room to work here, and I can get around the front. Got a little bit of room to work here. Okay, guys. So we're not putting the hoist up today. We're not finishing that job. No. All we do is we start projects here. We do not finish any projects. We just start them. And there's just a field of abandoned projects. 11 acres. A field of abandoned projects. So here we're going to start another project. This project would have been good with this thing, because what we got to do here today, the old boy's selling his rig and his caravan, and putting it up for sale. It's a good time to sell at the moment. These things are popular. 200 series. All kitted out for towing and all that sort of stuff, you know. So the time's right. It's got a roadworthy, and there's a couple of things that needed to be done. The discs were apparently they needed a skim. Ooh, that's hot. That's not bad. These could have needed it. It's got a little lip here. So what we've done is we've just apparently they needed to be machined, and some new disc pads, brake pads. So that's super easy to do, but you know, the skimming part, the machining part, you can either get the mobile guys to come and do it on the car, or you can take it in and get them done. And if they're not below the minimum thickness, and I think on these ones the minimum thickness is 29 mils. So we'll measure these and see what they are, but you know, they're probably going to be okay for someone, for a spare or something like that, but or for something. I mean, they fit all sorts of Landcruisers and stuff, and hell, I might buy a Prado soon, so they might even fit that. Who knows? You know, I'd probably just go and buy new ones. But we've gone and bought some new rotors. I bought the good pads. These pads, because these 200 series, they need all the stopping they can get. So got the, you know, the basic sort of rotors, new rotors. So they were like, yeah, 144 bucks each. You know, you can buy them cheaper than that. You can buy them for 134 for a pair online from certain places. But anyway, those are a reasonable brand, and these are the good ones as far as brake pads. The other job, we'll have a look at that later. Oh, see what we can do here now. This is the job that would have been really nice to do on the Jody's going to town. Yeah, righto. So what would have been nice to do on here, oh geez, he's done it up underneath, he's tidied it up, but the airbags have themselves inside the coil springs there. He's got the old Tough Dog coil kit and suspension kit upgrade from way back, and those airbags have disintegrated, and they were an optional thing, those airbags. You know, you could actually take those out, but anyway, it was marked down on the road whether to replace the airbags, and yeah, okay, they're not actually necessary. You know, you can get away without them, but what they do is they remove the there's a bump stop, an additional bump stop in the coil, and I mean, they do have a bump stop there, you can see, especially on this side, you can see it. You got a bump stop up the top there on the chassis. That's an actual bump stop, so you know, you could actually just remove these airbags, but you know, someone's going to be paying a few bucks for this. They may as well, you know, it's written on the road where they replace the airbags. Oh, okay, righto. So we've gone and got the airbags. They weren't too much, but we got the the only one they had in stock was the high pressure kit, which has got the sleeves, high pressure sleeves. And what where is it shown on here? The old Airbag Man ones. These I don't know if you can see those sleeves on the outside there. There's little material sleeves. I'll show you. These little sleeves which go over the airbags, and what that does is sort of stop them chafing on the springs. So that's going to make a good job. So that would have been the job to have the hoist for. Doing brakes is super easy, but would have been nice to have the hoist. So what we're going to do is we'll do this end first. Do the brakes. I was tossing up whether to do, 'cause it's Saturday morning, if I needed any bits while I'm doing the airbags, if there's anything missing or something, or any extra spaces or whatever, because we're not 100% sure what this, if this has got a lift a lot. The front looks like it's got a lift. I'd say it's got a lift. So we're not exactly sure which airbags, but I'm sure we can make it work. So here we are. We're gonna do one end at a time. I'm gonna do this one here because it's easy. Oh, I tell you what I forgot. I forgot the brake and caliper grease. I meant to get that. I had it. This was sitting here for years, or for 6 months, I suppose. I bought some. We're going to get that, and then we can start this job. We'll jack this up. Have a look. Yeah, we can sort of see here. Can you see there? That's, yeah. There's a bit of a line through there. So we'll. Oh, he's tidied this up nicely. He got this detailed, and they must have done that at the detailing shop. They've gone and sort of resprayed everything, I suppose, under here. It's really nice. It's looking really nice. It's well looked after. He's always done all the work on this. So I'll shoot back up, grab that grease. I think we've got enough, haven't we? We've got enough. We've got some tools. Not all the tools in the world. Actually, I've got to make sure I've got me special things. Where's my special things? There we are. The swivel sockets. We've got the swivel sockets. They're going to come in handy. Hang fire. I'll be back in a minute. This is the stuff that I got. The old brake and caliper grease. I mean, it's a reasonable brand, you know, it's being CRC and all that sort of thing. So, but it says it's a Molly sort of one, you know, and I've normally been using a few brake jobs I've done over the last 20 years. I've normally been using that pink stuff, the ceramic stuff. I don't know what this is. Let's see. I've got some rags somewhere. Where do I get the rags? A couple of rags. Let's see what we've got. It's black. That's why it says it's got moly in it. Yeah, it contains moly, Teflon and graphite. Highest quality synthetic, caliper grease, blah blah blah. Synthetic will not damage rubber or plastic, freeze, melt or wash out. Properly lubricating your brake system will ensure blah blah blah. Pad wear, even pad wear, extended brake life. Thoroughly cleaned. Remove all rust and corrosion using what? Yeah. Lubricate all metal to metal contact points with a light coating of, you know, it's pretty sticky. It's pretty sticky, I suppose. It's not bad. Okay, what's the other one? This is the other one that I used to always use. Well, I've still got a few of these left. Ceramolube. High HD brake and clutch lubricant. 2,800 degrees. Wow. This is up to 600. Alright. Oh, there might not be much left in this. You don't need much, you know. I've got a couple more of these up the top somewhere. Oh, I won't waste it. So, have I got enough to do anything with this? It's the same sort of thing, really. That one there says 2,800 degrees, ceramic. This one here, synthetic, 600. We'll give it a go. We'll give it a go. I don't know which one we're going to use. Right, let's get the show on the road. See what size the wheel nuts are. See if this looks right. Oh, you're joking me. It's bigger than 21. These are heavy duty. There we go. That is 22. Oh. I'm tripping over here. I'm going to tidy this place up. I'm going to be able to work in here. This is going to be good one day. I'll work it out. Just enough off the ground that I get the wheels off. There we go. Down. So I got that just pretty well perfect. That I can. Don't have to lift too far. Put the wheels back on. These puppies are heavy, you know. Space is an issue. Someone's done a good job of tidying this up. So we've got a couple of 17s. We've got bloody mosquitoes. So we've got that one. and that one there, to remove the caliper. Let's have a look at the pads. Oh yeah, they're down, especially this one on the outside here. This one here, that's down. So yeah, take note of this, how this pin clip thing here holds these pins in. These pins, yeah, these pins, and you've got a little anti-rattle clip as well, which goes in and around and over and stuff like that. So we've got a couple little shims, little metal shims, stainless steel shims, that may or may not come with the pad, so we'll have to look at those. And you know, a little bit of a, yeah, definitely it's got a lip here, you know, lip here, so definitely does need to be skimmed. Alright, so let's get that off. What we've got to be careful of is not to damage this hose here. Now there's a little bracket here, and I don't know whether, see if I can do that without damaging the hose, get that sitting up on top here to be able to work on it. That's fine. I meant to bring some wire, little bits of wire too, so that I can hang it from up here out of the way while I work on this. I've got to take this off, and yeah, so easy peasy. A Japanese. You still allowed to say that? No, let's say anything anymore. You're not allowed. Yeah, stop complaining, Jim Bob. It is what it is. It's the world we've got. Make the best of it. I don't want it. So I've got to get them a couple of 17s off. 17. I don't care if it's an impact solid or not. 17. She's only 17. No, it's at 16's how the song goes. $17. Come on. Come on in, 17. Without scratching any of the nice paintwork here. Yep, let's just try that. Now what I would like to do, the other thing now, I am actually a qualified mechanic, but I still go on YouTube and get ideas from people. I don't mind doing that, because things change since I was a mechanic, you know. Like, I don't work in the industry all day, you know, and all week. No, it's a long time since it's all just really a hobby for me now. But someone was saying, I don't quite agree with his techniques that he was using and stuff, but he was saying that you don't force these things back into the things, because you can stuff up some of the ports in the ABS circuits and some of the fancier master cylinders. Now, if it was a simple car, I would say, nah, don't worry about it. But you know, ABS wasn't a thing in my day. So maybe I'll listen and learn. What he was saying, because normally what you do is you just put something in here, lever them back. You know, there's caliper spreaders. You can, you just force the pistons back into there. The oil fluid goes back up into the reservoir. And quite often you've got to make sure that it doesn't bubble over the top and come out, right? So there's that, you know, because if people have been topping it up as the discs and pads have been wearing, you have to top up the fluid, because the tide goes down. So here we are. We're going to squish this out. It's going to go back up into there, and it might bubble over the top like a pot of potatoes or pasta. Pasta's bad for it. Anything with starch, actually. I think, yeah. Maybe everything with sugar boils over. Anyway, what he was saying is to drain that off. Now, I did bring down my brake bleeding kit, just only because it had most likely got a hose in there. Because of the way he did it, he just fired the brake fluid out over over everything. Doesn't he know that brake fluid rips into paint? You know, makes metal rust. Doesn't he know? So anyway, I've got this puppy here. I've never really used it yet. I bought it to, but I bought it to bleed a truck master cylinder, which is still up there. There's a truck master cylinder for a clutch. Put a new hard line on it, and I could never get it bled after that. But maybe I've got to do a master cylinder as well. I don't know. So anyway, I thought I'd buy this thing. It's a vacuum sucker thing. I've never used one before. Well, maybe I have way back in the day, but if I did, they were brand new back then. Almost specialist equipment. So here I'm going to get myself a little jar of something and see if we can't tidily, what's that, 10 mil? See if we can't tidily get rid of some of that fluid. I need a fluid reservoir right now. The old jar would be just fine. Jar Rastafari. Get the job done, Jimbo. There we go. Muscles. All that's from tellies. I briefly went out with a girl who worked in the telly factory when I was a student pilot. And Nelson Mochuega, so where they had the pilot school. And not far away is the Tallies factory where they shuck mussels. And yeah, all the girls seem to turn up on Friday night to try and pick up some budding pilots. Funny. It's not 10 mil. That's 8. Oh no, what's this? That's 11. I got to read the right number first, don't I? There we go. It is. It is. All right. So what we want to do is squeeze this all back. Need a clip or something. This looks precarious. Can you even see what I'm doing here? This is a we don't really want to show you. It's a bit of an embarrassment. Oh yeah. That's not going to work, is it? Tell you what. Let's double bag this. Let's just get this show going, eh? Let's put that in there. Try and get that into there. Maybe I'll get that into there. Yeah, that might work. That'll work. Alright, so what I want to do is force these pads back out, which is basically forcing the pistons. Oh yeah, so we got 4 pots, so we got two lots of pistons. So we're going to try, and I'll just try with these things for now. Actually, I'm gonna have to bleed the brakes after this, so that's all right. Yeah, so I got some fluid coming out. See that? Yeah, fluid's coming out. Now, to make sure, actually I've still got one bolt in there, so I'm just holding this all back. To make sure I don't damage that, where that spring goes. I think I should take this off. There we go. That goes like that into those little holes in there. You saw that, right? And oh, whoops, got to take that back up again. Make sure we got enough here. So those are fairly well back. So I don't think we would have sucked in too much air there, but I will give it a bleed afterwards, top up fluid and give it a bleed. So now we can take that off. We can take this off here. And just lay that down in there for now. Make sure we don't knock that over. So I'm going to take this out of here and this one out of here. Alright, we're going to pull these pins. There's no hammer too big for a job, so there's no multi-grips that's too big for a job, is there? Is there? I don't know. I like to put things back in the same hole they came out of. So I'm laying that out like that. Laying that out. We're going up to here. I don't want to damage that. You got to take the bolt out, please. Don't let it swing down and hit on that bloody. Oh, okay, righto. So we're sitting up on here. That's not too bad there. But that one fell out. And I didn't get to see which way that went, but it goes that way. Well, no, it doesn't. It goes that way. See, that's against the pistons. That went like that. Alright. So, what do? We put a bit of stuff in there. I think you would. I would put a bit of stuff on there. I would put a bit of stuff. This lubricant. The stuff is the lubricant, right? So anywhere that there's going to be some points of contact. Now, sometimes these pads will sit in a certain place, like ride. And you can see it in here, actually. Let's have a look in here. I'll get the old light going. There one. So that's what I might do. So you can sort of see there's a couple of points where it's rubbed, right there and there. Alright, and then obviously it's going to touch on these pistons. So those are the places that you want to make sure you've got a little bit of ceramic lube or brake lube, you know, the brake lubricant sort of stuff. I would say the ceramic stuff is going to be the best one, but I'll see what I've got. What I've got. Sometimes in the old days, what are the old days? What are the old days? We didn't have the stuff back then, and ceramic lubricants and things like that, and you'd get jobs back where the brakes are squeaking, and a lot of the problem was the brake material changed back then, because there was all the anti-asbestos stuff, you know, like everyone was getting suing up the manufacturers of the asbestos places for, you know, asbestosis and stuff, and that's all, you know, horrible stuff and all that. But there is no brake material that works as well as asbestos. They'd fill it up with all sorts of metal. I remember there was ones called Metal King and all sorts of brake pads, and they squeaked, they squealed because they weren't asbestos. But I think they've worked out the formulas now. Just as a, we'll just hook into this for a second. I'll just show you the difference of the old pads to the new pads. I mean, why? I don't know. I'm showing you that, but let's see what they come with for a start too. You know, let's see if I got any shims. No, I don't have any shims. No instructions. There are, but you know, I can't read that. What does it say? See bottom flaps for safety instructions. Brake pads should be replaced by qualified staff. Blah blah blah. Yeah, it should. When I was an apprentice mechanic, you weren't allowed to do work on brakes, suspension, stuff that could fall off and people die. That was the stuff where you had to be supervised, you know, or have your work checked off. Once they knew that you knew what you're doing, it was fine. They seemed to trust me with all sorts of stuff. As a first and second year apprentice, I was working on all the school buses, you know, which I thought, hang on, no, you come and check all this, come and check all that. No, we know what your work's like, it's fine. So that was a nice thing for them to give me that, you know, give me that confidence, I suppose, that yeah, I'm doing the right thing. So also got how to change your brake pads, wear all approved safety equipment, remove the caliper bolts, and lift the caliper from the assembly. Ensure no strain is put on the brake hose. I told you that. I already told you that. And then slide the pads out from the caliper body and inner pad from the caliper piston. Push the piston squarely by hand or use a piston retraction tool into the caliper bore and insert new Bendix brake pads. What they're not telling you here is to make sure that the fluid level is already at the top, maybe, and then you're going to push these things back and you're going to have an overflow, and in your engine bay you're going to have brake fluid gone everywhere, and that brake fluid eats the paint. It eats the paint. So, you know, they're not telling you that. I'll tell you that though. I'll give you that one for free. Free tips from Jim Bob. Alright, so we've got a nice little rubber band around. There's a black rubber band. You don't often get black rubber bands, so you know that would be something. Okay, so we had a flat battery, but we're back. We're back. Oh, don't worry, I've got spare batteries. Don't you worry about a thing. So this was the lowest, you know, the thinnest one. Oh, that's pretty low. You know, that's not going to make it another 6 months sort of thing. You want to hit them just before you get to that, or that's the maximum you want to take it to, because you're starting to do a bit of damage to the the discs, the rotors, if you don't take care of that. So this is the new pad. You know, as you can see, a whole chunk more. Usually they got about 10 mils. It's interesting, you got this lead-in thing. I never used to have that. You just used to always do file that yourself, or rasp it, or sandpaper it on your brake shoes. You'd quite often put those on. Sometimes it has a negative effect though, because it allows ramping of material to get in there, whereas a clean edge will sort of squeegee it off before it can force its way in. Apparently this blue thing, I've never seen this before, but this blue thing is some special stuff that that Bendix have on there to break the pad in. I would imagine that is a fine grit in there with some glue, and it'll just be bedding it in, just little fine little tiny pieces of Scotch-Brite or something. I don't know what's in there, but that seems like a good explanation of what it might be. Okay, so let's here for a second. We've got this sitting on top, and it's sitting on that, which is fine, but I wouldn't mind it wouldn't mind. Okay, so we're on, at the moment we're on the tin guard, we're not on this, right? So I want to take this off. So let's see what we're going to do to get that off. Get the hammer! Get the hammer, Jim Bob! Okay, mate, I'll get that. I'll get the hammer.
How come you're not wearing safety glasses, Jimbo?
Shut up. Yeah. Oh yeah. Alright, so we've got a couple of little bolt holes here. Let's spray a bit of stuff in there. So I don't know what thread that is, but I'd say that'd be a fairly fine thread. That'd be 1.258 mil. Let's see if I've got anything like that. How do I get into my bolts? The metric ones, please. Just the metric ones. What does that say? Doing something. Metric. Go to this first that. Okay. It might be a too coarse a thread, this one. We'll see. No, that's it. I think we got two of those. Are they about the same? Yeah. Alright. There we go. So, we had to do it that way. So, that's the thread there. It's sort of like the basic one, it's not the coarse one. There is a finer one than that. It'll be an 8mm by 1mm. That'll be a 1.25. Fairly confident that that is a 1.25 pitch thread. Now, you shouldn't really breathe in any brake dust because, you know, there is asbestos, right? But if you want to and be stupid and stuff, you want to get rid of some of the gene pool that's a bit silly, go for gold. I don't care. But if you get told not to do something because it's dangerous, probably do something about it. But don't complain if you don't. Don't complain to other people if you don't. And I should probably, you know, going full hog, have a respirator on that, but I'm not. I'm going to wet that all down with brake clean at some stage. I'm going to do a bit of wire brushing in there. I mean, there's not going to be no asbestos dust in here, but around this there could be, you know. So we'll measure this up later, but I'm pretty certain that what we've got here is the right discs, so we'll have a look at that too. Let's have a look at the difference in thickness, actually. It's the same, but then this is, you know, this probably would have skimmed up fine. So I've spent an extra couple $100. But I can do it all in one day. I don't have to pull it apart, take these in, get them machined, wait for them, all that sort of stuff, you know. Nice cross hatching on this. Nice cross hatching surface. I don't know if you can see. It's nice. It's got a bit of a, you know, protective coating on there, so we want to get rid of that. Get it brake clean. But let's have a look. Let's stick that one there. The width, we've looked at it. Looks the same. Diameter looks the same. Things like offset and stuff we can sort that as well. You should always just make sure, you know.
Well, it's been a long time coming since I've seen you, honey. Come on, there's soul in my arms.
Yep. So we're all good. These are all. So as soon as I clean those up,
My baby,
we can put this back on.
baby blue, baby blue. I've been hoping you'd say that you'd still found a way into my heart, baby blue. Yabba dabba doo.